to my channel, Mummy Life and I, and this is a video all about postnatal depression, my journey and my self-help tips to get through it. So when I gave birth to Oscar, Oscar was obviously a new light, a new life in my life, and the whole world changed forever. But unfortunately in the first 2 weeks I was learning how to be a new mum, suffering with tiredness and all different symptoms that come with just having a baby. So unfortunately because of this I started to have what they call the baby blues, and it's just a time where you do feel down, you do feel tired, and usually these symptoms, according to the NHS website, go after 1 or 2 weeks. At 6 weeks after Oscar was born I noticed that these symptoms were starting to continue, and I just thought that I was pregnant again because I was really emotional and really tired, and these were my main pregnancy symptoms. But my parents were saviours and they thought that I had postnatal depression as they noticed the symptoms of this. So they sent me to the doctor, and lo and behold I was suffering postnatal depression, and they gave me some medication to go on for a few weeks to see how it worked for me. This medication didn't really seem to work for me in my own opinion, but I decided to go ahead with some self-help tips, try to use these in my life to create a more positive life between Oscar and I. But this video is all about all these self-help tips that I use to help me get through it and help me to continue to get through it. So for the next section I'm going to use my phone just to make sure that I've got all the statistics correct and that they're all up to date according to the NHS website. So according to this website, 10 to 15 in every 100 women will suffer with postnatal depression, but there are more that go unreported. So if you do think that you have postnatal depression, please go and see your GP. As I said earlier, the first couple of weeks you can be tearful, you can be anxious, and this is classed as the baby blues. But if you're tearful and anxious after 2 weeks or your symptoms get progressively worse, please go and see your GP as soon as possible to try and get help, whether it is medication, it is therapy, it is talking, or is any self-help tips. So the symptoms of postnatal depression are: number 1, a persistent feeling of sadness and low mood. Number 2, a lack of enjoyment and loss of interest in the wider world. Number 3, a lack of energy and feeling tired all the time. Number 4, trouble sleeping at night and feeling sleepy during the day. Number 5, difficulty bonding with your baby. Number 6, withdrawing contact from other people, so your friends, even your partner or your family, and you're staying indoors all the time. Number 7, problems concentrating and keeping attention to things. And the last one, which can be dangerous, so you do need to go to see your GP as soon as possible, is number 8, frightening thoughts, for example about hurting your baby. You might not actually do it, but if you've got thoughts of it, then you are definitely suffering with postnatal depression according to the NHS website. So all of these things can be confused with being a new mum. So for example, lack of energy and feeling tired all the time. You'll be up 3 times a night, 5 times a night, 20 times a night. So you'll obviously be tired during the day, you will have lack of energy. So you need to make sure you can tell the difference. So if this progressively gets worse, then I will go and see your GP. But if it stays steadily the same and gets better as your baby sleeps more, then I would suggest just going to see your GP, mentioning it and let them do the analysing of all your other symptoms. So I have 7 tips to help you get through postnatal depression, and these are the ones that actually helped me through it and continue to help me. So the first one is find something that you love to do. It can be anything you want. If you love to play rugby, then carry on doing that, or restart a team once you feel ready to do this. If you love writing, write down everything that's in your head and help it get out through writing a journal, writing a story, or even if you just want to write something completely separate to try and get your mind off things, then that will help too. And also reading. Reading, usually, I haven't had time to do this, but it used to take me away to a different world, and I used to be able to zone out everything else around the world, and it helped me to just focus on my thoughts and focus on the book. So the second tip is the most important to me, to you, to your family, to everyone around you, and it is to talk. So if you realise that you're suffering with these symptoms, then please go and talk to someone. It can be your friend, it can be the GP. Just please go and talk to someone about your feelings, about your emotions, and then you can take the next steps from there. If you tell your family members, then I'm sure they will be supportive and will help you through it, and will even go to the GP appointment with you if you ask. So tip number 3 is to trust. This is something that I found really difficult after giving birth to Oscar. I found it difficult to trust myself in believing that these emotions and feelings and symptoms were to do with postnatal depression. And I found it difficult to trust my parents because they were telling me it was postnatal depression, but I had to trust them. I had to book a doctor's appointment to make sure that these symptoms were what they were thinking they were and get the help that I needed. So thanks to trust and thanks to my parents, I got the help that I was needed. So tip number 4, this is going to be the hardest tip for you, and you will try and put this one on the back burner at all times, but you need to make sure you do it, and it is find some you time. You'll be always looking after a baby or cooking a meal or doing something if you're on maternity leave, or your partner might be doing this as well, so you need to keep an eye on his or her symptoms as well. Make sure that you find some you time. This could be even a time to nap, a time to be on your own, a time to do your makeup, a time to have a bath. Just find some you time that you can have time away from the baby, from your partner, from your family, just to refresh your thoughts and make sure that you are okay. So leading on from this, talking about your partner, make time for your partner as well. So this is my tip number 5. Make time for your partner, because they might feel neglected after a baby's being born because your whole and sole attention is going elsewhere to help them raise this baby. So make sure you have a date night, even if it is just watching a film in bed. Make sure you make time for your partner and make sure that they feel loved as well. So my tip number 6 is to exercise and eat well. Recently I've not been eating well at all, and I've just discovered that I need to just try and lose some weight just to make sure that my health is where it should be for my son and to promote healthy eating to him too. Exercise and eating well helps your health, and it gives you more energy to be able to look after your son. So if you are feeling a lack of energy, do eat well and do exercise and get out of the house, because this will help you boost your energy. And my last important tip is to love yourself. It is hard to love yourself because you've just given birth to this baby. You may have stretch marks, you may have hanging skin, you look bigger than you were, you might be a completely different personality, you might be stressed, but please love yourself. When you love yourself, your baby will learn to love themselves, and everyone around them will pick up these positive vibes and will love themselves and will help you get through your postnatal depression. So those are my 7 tips that helped me get through postnatal depression and continue to help. It's not perfect, and you do forget sometimes, and you do have stressful days, and you do have down days, but please do remember these self-help tips, and if they help you, comment below. Like and subscribe to my channel, Mummy Life and I, and comment below any other ideas that you have for videos that you want me to do, and also any other ideas for tips to help you, your partner or your family to get through postnatal depression. Follow my Instagram and Twitter at Mummy Life and I to get all the updates regularly.